Pow! Hey, y'all kicking ass and taking names someplace in South America. I've been getting a few questions about what the heck my channel is about, and to be honest, it has no true definition. There's no real goal to my YouTube channel. The content is mainly for myself. It's a video journal of my travels, of my life. About 3 years ago, I took a one-way ticket to Bangkok, Thailand, and I had what I would call a paradigm shift in my mind. Never traveled alone, never even thought about it. I didn't go to movies alone, but I had a friend who quit his job, divorced his wife, sold his house, and got his kids to college, and planned on an exit from the United States, one-way ticket to Bangkok, Thailand. So I followed him in his journey in a year and a half on Facebook. He did 35 countries in Southeast Asia and Europe, and every day just looked like an adventure. And even though I seen him doing that every day, I never pictured myself doing it or wanting to do it or even thinking about doing it. I just thought he just had a crazy journey he was in the middle of, and I thought it was very cool. So when he came back to California, I was living on the coast, Newport Beach. It's an awesome area of Southern California. Love it. And we went to my favorite restaurant, Crystal Cove Javier's, and I had my favorite dish, the Camarones con Rojas, a couple scotches, and I just asked him about his travels, and he just started talking about how amazing every part of it was, how every day when he woke up was a new adventure, how every day it was like when you're a kid and you wake up for Christmas, so you go to bed and you look forward to Christmas. And I listened to him, and then after he told me about his travels, he did 35 countries in a year and a half on $10,500. He had a very modest budget because he kind of liked the path less traveled, sleeping on couches, backpacker style. Even though he was in his 40s, he had this backpacker budget travel. And it sounded amazing, but I still, not for one moment, thought that's something I would be interested in doing, until he asked me what my plans were. And I said, well, I think I'm gonna split my time between Southern California and Hawaii, Oahu. I really enjoy going to Hawaii, the islands, the water, the warm trade breezes, and he's asked me how many times I've been to Hawaii, and I told him about a half dozen. And that's when he told me that I should take a one-way ticket to Bangkok, Thailand. And he went on further to say, if I don't like it, I could just come back. So he encouraged me to book a ticket, which at the time, a few years ago, was around $350. And he said, when you get to Thailand, don't live like a tourist. Don't get there and be manic about going on this tour and see this attraction and doing that. He goes, just relax. He goes, relax. Just slowly integrate yourself into the city. Find out what you like to do there and do it. Find out what's around you, the logistics, learn the money system, learn transportation, learn some of the language, get a gym membership, do things that you do here, but don't land on the ground and hit the ground running like a tourist. So we wrapped up that lunch and I got back home. I went online, I found a one-way ticket to Bangkok, Thailand, and I booked it about 30 days out. And that started my journey. It started my journey of traveling. So it was right before the pandemic. So I got all my affairs in order. I don't have a job which was conducive to one-way ticket to Thailand. And when I got there, I did exactly what he did. And I developed a system with that first trip, because when you get there, before you get there, you have to figure out travel, visa requirements, transportation from the airport, where you're going to stay, booking your hotel in advance, how the money system works. There's quite a few steps to it. So if anyone's interested or wants to talk to me about that, you could send me a direct message. And that started my journey in world travel and waking up in the morning like a kid in a candy shop or the night before Christmas, because there's so much new to see. And even though I love my country and I feel I'm a patriot, I love my state, California, in spite of what everyone says, I think it's the best state in the union. Not for taxes or economics, but for diversity, for geographical diversity, for options. You know, the same day you could go to the desert, the mountains, and the ocean, all within 24 hours. We're a few hours from Las Vegas. You have the city, you have San Diego, you have the coast, you have Northern California access. So I love California, I love the national parks, but I am done living in my state. I am done contending with the discord, the vibe. And even though I live in Orange County, where it is very minimal because we're in a microcosm compared to the rest of the state, and it didn't affect me much, but I see it and I feel it between the economics, the division politically, dating when you're middle-aged. Good luck with that. Good luck with finding someone who hasn't been put through the ringer, who doesn't have a bunch of baggage that you mix with, that you vibe with. I tried dating after my divorce 15 years ago. Match.com was new. There was a learning curve attached to it. I had some fun. But once I started traveling internationally with no emphasis on dating, I found out how much different dating was in other countries compared to Southern California. And if you know, you know. If you're happily married and happy as a pig in shit with your position and your partner, then that's amazing. Family's important. But I wasn't. I was alone, even though my daughter, who I love dearly, we would do things together occasionally, but she had her life. I was always free and available to hang out with her and do things, but she had school, she had her job, she had friends, she has a boyfriend, so there wasn't much time left for Dad, and that's okay, I understand that. But I found myself just by myself. And if you could relate, your friends are married, they're busy, they're working, they have their own life, so they didn't really have too much time to hang out with me or spend time going places or doing things. So that left me alone, and I'm quite okay as a lone wolf. I'm quite comfortable in my own skin, doing my own thing, my own routine. I like being alone most of the time. But dating internationally is a game changer for middle-aged men. And you will find when you travel to other countries, the age gap in dating is a lot more the norm. So I know it's not popular, but as men, when we get older, our taste in women does not change. It develops at 14, it peaks, and it stays there. And if you're a man, you know what I mean. So dating is amazing. I've met some amazing friends and dated amazing women that I've met on my travels. And sadly, when I leave one country or one city, I have to say goodbye, no anchors. But I've just met some amazing young women who would make great wives or girlfriends or long-term partners, but it's just not part of what I'm doing in life right now because I'm traveling. And why am I traveling? I'm traveling for the adventure, the culture, the excitement, the arbitrage of the dollar, anywhere from 2 to 10x an American or Western currency in these other countries. So there's something they call the new rich, which is you live rich, but you're not rich. And once I started traveling to Asia and Latin America, from Mexico to Argentina, and from Thailand to the Philippines and Japan, not so much Japan, Vietnam, then I learned what arbitraging the American dollar truly meant. And that meant getting a lot of value for your dollar. So it's kind of in reverse with inflation that's going on in the United States. As inflation goes up in other countries, the power of the dollar goes up. So it's kind of like the reverse of what's happening in the United States. So, just wrapping up that tangent, the food is amazing in other countries. I love to eat. The history, the culture, learning a new language, and just the challenge of figuring out how to live in another countries is exciting if you're adventurous. If you're a creature of habit, if you get home, you park in your garage, you go in the house, you put on your slippers, you watch ESPN, you pet your dog, you have a beer. If you're a creature of habit, I encourage you to break out of that. And this is where I get into a tangent of you need to be the superhero in your own movie. I keep hearing this. There's something called reticular activating system in your brain. And once you hear something and key on it and agree with it, you can hear it from across the room. So through the algorithm and social media, I keep hearing the same thing. Don't be an extra in your own movie. Be the fucking star. Be the hero. So not everyone, but a lot of people are just sleepwalking through life. They're doing the same thing. Maybe they're divorced. Maybe they've been through their career. Maybe they're changing careers. Maybe they don't know what career to have. But people just kind of get stuck in a rut. And I was very fortunate to have an amazing first career, which was a passion career. So I got lucky. My job was not like a job. I would have done it for free for about the first 18 years. Once I hit about year 19, it started to grind a little bit, but man, I had a great time with my assignments in service in my career in public safety. It was awesome. Awesome people, awesome training, awesome experiences. I felt like I was living life with integrity and valor. I was proud of it. And that was great, but not everyone has that. Some people are not in their dream jobs and they're sleepwalking through life. And maybe those people, this will resonate with it, that you need to make a change. You need to find something else. And I encourage people, if they feel that way, to consider world travel. I've visited 10 countries, 13 I think if you include layovers. My feet have been on the ground in 13 countries in the past 3 years. And it's just amazing. So if anyone wants to know how I do this or wants the secret sauce, which is no secret, I will tell you how you figure it out. And that's, you go to YouTube. You go to YouTube and retiring early, becoming a digital nomad, changing your life. The algorithm will do the best. $19.99 for YouTube Premium. It's the best investment you will make. And there's lots of great personal development programs on there. And I've always been a fan of personal development from when I was younger. I found Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I used to go to the personal development section in the bookstore when we used to have bookstores, or the library. So it was already, I was drawn to it a bit, but I lost it for many years until I retired. And then the advent of social media and YouTube and the internet man, the masters of personal development, the mentors that are on YouTube, through all of time, their wisdom, their direction, their insight, it's like magic. From The Secret to Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, three of my favorite books and influences, to how to build a house, to how to travel on $500 a month, to how to live in Colombia on $700 a month and live good. It's all on there. So I could see I've been rambling for about 4 minutes, but so if you take the hero's path, you need to define your purpose. And your purpose may be helping others, it may be coaching, it may be giving back, but you will need to find a purpose greater than yourself, or you will be pretty much unfulfilled. So does that mean you need a life as a missionary, or you need to be on a mission? Not per se, but you can incorporate world travel in with helping others with a purpose. And when you start your journey, do it with honor. And if you ask what exactly honor means, find a hero, find a mentor, find someone who you respect, who lives life with honor, who has lived life with honor. And you emulate your life after them, or you just model it because you respect them. You respect the mark they left and the honor that they had. So what does it take? It takes risk. No risk or no pain or no fear, and there's no reward. I could put you in the corner and cover you with a blanket, and you could tiptoe through life safely with no scars. But also, you will lead a life of desperation. You will come to the end with regret. There's lots of documentaries on people who are on their deathbed, or they are in old folks' homes, and they'll interview them, and they will all have the same response. They will ask them, what's the greatest regret in life when you reach the age of 70, 80, 90, 100? And they all say the same thing. They regret not talking to that one girl. They regret not pursuing their art because people thought it was silly, or they were embarrassed. They regret not moving where they wanted to move, living where they wanted to live, and not leaving sooner, not leaving that job that is soul crushing, that relationship that is toxic and irreparable, not catching that flight to the African safari that they dreamt about when they read the Jungle Book. That's what you don't want to do. You do not want to live a life that ends up with regret. So invest in yourself. Invest your time in personal development. Stop watching Netflix. Stop reading fictional novels. Stop scrolling through endless content on social media. I find myself, I'll watch one reel, and all of a sudden I've spent 5 or 10 minutes because it takes me to the next reel, the next interesting reel. Be a creator, not a consumer. So I'll leave you with this. If you are not fulfilled as a person in your job, in your relationship, in your life, if you have dreams that you've suppressed, that you think you cannot do, if you have a song to write, a poem, a book, do not let the song die inside. Set a course. Be definitive in your purpose. Write it down. If you write things down, it's up to 80% more likely to occur. Put together a goal card. What is your goal in the next 1 to 5 years? What is your short-term goal? It's all health, wealth, or happiness, or a subcategory thereof. Write them down. Get them programmed in your subconscious. And this is where I start an alchemy of all the great lectures in person and online I've listened to. Get it in your subconscious. And once it's in your subconscious and you write it down and you manifest it and you believe it and you feel it before it happens, that's the magic. The life I've created, it's not for everyone, but I created this life of world travel, financial independence, happy as a pig in shit by dreaming it and writing it down and feeling it, everything I have, seeing it in my mind before it happened. And if you believe that and you try it, I guarantee the things that will come your way, the breakthroughs, they will blow your mind. And maybe you will remember this conversation if you catch this YouTube, if you're one of 6 people who watch it, 5 cousins and 1 random friend from Pakistan, then you are the person I'm talking to. So, I'll leave you with this. If you're not happy as a pig in shit, where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, then pow, 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 get your ass moving, son. Hasta la vista, baby. Coming at you from an undisclosed penthouse location. Or is it a hostel? Or is it a couch surfing location? I'm on a couch. I got a cool oil painting behind me. But what's around me? And you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm right where I want to be. Whether I'm in the penthouse with a penthouse pit, or I'm hanging out with 12 broke backpackers who have no idea that I'm not necessarily broke. You could do it too. I'll talk to you all later. Hasta la vista, baby.